Welcome, Farah. Obviously, it's awesome for you. You're getting awarded and honored here. It's a man who's constituting the annual awards. What do you have to say about that?
No, what do you say?
It's a man who's constituting the annual woman awards.
Okay. Yes. I always, all I can say is that what Karan and Nitish are doing for this awards is commendable because to me, the I Am Woman Award stands for empowering women and women in all different walks of life. I'm grateful, and more than that, I'm happy that a man is actually constituting this awards because it means that they are actually recognizing that there's so many women out there who are talented and who inspire and who make that difference. Yes.
Anything else that you'd like to add?
I want to wish the I Am Woman Awards and the Karan Gupta Foundation all the very best for empowering women, and keep continuing doing what you're doing because you're doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
सबसे पहले तो जानना चाहेंगे कि आई एम वुमेन अवार्ड के मौके पर हम सभी यहाँ पे प्रेजेंट हैं। आप बताइए क्या फील करते हैं आज की शाम?
मैं बहुत खुश हूँ कि मैं यहाँ हूँ। मैं ये आई एम वुमेन अवार्ड्स की मैं एक हिस्सा हूँ क्योंकि मैं समझती हूँ कि ये जो फाउंडेशन है, ये करण गुप्ता फाउंडेशन जो है, वुमेन को एम्पावर करती है और जो भी इन्होंने ये खास वुमेन औरतों को यहाँ बुलाया है, उनको जो अवार्डीज़ होने वाले वो बहुत टैलेंटेड औरतें हैं जो इंस्पायर करते हैं सोसाइटी को। और मैं खुश नसीब अपने आप को समझती हूँ कि I'm one of the awardees tonight, so thank you for me being here.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
All of you, and many of you who are here with us as well in the audience, is an inspiration to so many youngsters out there today. And what they always want to know, from achievers like yourself is really where to begin, and a little bit of an insight from your stories. What was the driving?
Good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to be here in front of all you esteemed people. Talking about my journey and my success, I feel a little weird, but still. What I feel and I believe is because of my will and determination, I'm here. I've also faced a lot of hurdles and setbacks. I never thought, it just started as a thought that culminated into this beautiful dream. I was a very shy, introvert girl. I never thought I would do something, I would be able to do something like this. Yes, it took a lot of courage, to break through my fears. Especially, coming in this field, it was like to hear a no many times. Whether initially I had to hear a no from a director, from an actor, many times. So it took a while for me to really be there and to believe in myself and to hear a no and still go ahead. And that's how I've started my journey.
Fantastic.
I guess for me, my journey, I never really started out thinking I'm going to build, a digital empire or any like that. I was really blogging for passion. I love to write, and I've done different things, whether it was running digital content or being a backup dancer for Sukhbir or being in the radio. And I always felt that the one thing that connected me with people were my words or my voice. And that's really what I was trying to do. And I think the one thing, like you said, what is it that people can do? How can they succeed, or how do they find what their dream is? I think it's really find that passion. And I say this very often, that, before you try to become rich and famous, think about the one thing that you would do for the rest of your life, even if no one paid you to do it. And then do that. Pursue that as your career. And I'm sure all the women on the stage will agree that the universe will conspire to make you successful at it. And I think that's what I encourage all the women and the boys to find the thing you're passionate about. We actually live in an amazing time where you can make literally anything your career, careers that never existed, you know, even 10 years ago. So I'm excited for everyone who's, you know, the millennials who want to do something today.
Fantastic. Let me come to you, Shaheen, and understand, because you're also, you know, sort of started off in a very difficult space. I'm assuming. Tell us a little bit about your journey, and we're a little different from, let's say, somebody who was striving in the corporate world or in the world of fashion or movies, for example. So give us your perspective.
Sure. It's such a good question. Like, what would you share with somebody else? I think being able to hold the truth and the hope. So the truth is that I'm getting an award today, and the truth is that I'm educating through Teach for India, where I work 42,000 kids today. The truth is also that there are 320 million kids in India, most of whom don't get an excellent education. So I think being able to hold both of those, and then there's the hope, and I feel incredibly blessed to do the work that I do, since it's all about women today. A quick story. One of my students, Priyanka, lived in a slum community in Pune. Her father's in jail for life. He escaped. He married 4 other women. He had 7 other children. She grew up with tremendous instability, and that girl just wanted to do something with her life. And so she came into Teach for India. She got into the United World College in Italy. She graduates from there this year. She's just got a full scholarship into Franklin Marshall in the US. That's not the incredible part of the story. The hope is that she, last year in her summer holidays, brought 10 of her friends from Italy, they were from all over the world, to India to live in her home in the slum and do community work. So that idea of how do you find your potential, but how do you spread it? How is education about being our best, but how is it about making the world better? And I think just being obsessed with whatever you want to do, right? And I think that probably speaks for everyone on this panel. We're just sort of obsessed with what we do. That, I think, would be my advice. Yeah.
That's so interesting, because it's a recurring...
All these 3 wonderful women here. It's very important in life to have passion, creativity, and drive, and I think that's what actually happened to me, because I'm the kind of person that if I want to do something, I do 100% or I don't do it at all. And so I never planned to be a jewelry designer. I actually planned to go to LA and party, and I decided that if I'm 100% of it. So I convinced my parents that I wanted to do jewelry design because a friend of mine was going, and I needed an excuse to go to LA. And but when I landed in LA, I opened my books and I had a heart attack, because gemology is not jewelry design. Gemology is actually a science, and jewelry design is artistic. So here I was, way neck deep into work that was math, science, all the subjects I hated in school, and I was like, now what? But I broke those fears, and I actually said, okay, I'm now 100% going to study. So instead of becoming this party animal I hope to be, I became the Indian nerd. And I put 100% of my work into my study. That paid off, because I topped my class, and I came back to India, and I had all this knowledge, and I was like, now what? And I started interning with various jewelers and various people, because my parents believed that they had given me an education as my legacy, and I need to build it on my own. It wasn't like, darling, let me fund you and let me open a store for you. So I had to work it all by myself. So I actually worked from ground level and built my life. It's been a long journey of 25 years, up until 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago. I lost everything I started off with because I trusted too many people, and I was just a jewelry designer before that. I ended up being in court for 6 months in a litigation with someone who took me to court to prevent me from using my own brand name because he was a partner in my company. So I restarted my life. Those 6 months in court were the best lessons I learned, and I decided that now I need to relearn what I had learned. So from just a jewelry designer, I became a businesswoman, and I became a lawyer and a banker and an accountant and everything that I never was. So I thank the guy who took me to God, and I think that you learn the best from failure. And I have learned so much from failure that now the only way is up. And after I split with him, I opened my own manufacturing company, and I actually started working with Tanish, one of India's largest retail chain. And that wouldn't have happened to me if I hadn't split with my partners. So all good things happen from bad things, and that's what's common between all of us is we're all passionate about what we do. And I don't love to design, I live to design. So I think it's my passion that's brought me here, and what I actually share with people. Thank you. For me, my parents have been my greatest support, because my parents always encouraged us to empower women and to break the mindset. You need the backing of your parents right from a young age. And unlike most mothers, my mother never said, oh, you're my princess, and you know, you have to grow up and look beautiful, and you have to dress like this, and you have to marry this person and this. You know, because women are brought up all the time by their mothers, teaching them to look beautiful and only marry rich men and make their lives. And my mother always said to me, never think you're the most beautiful woman in the world, because there are 100 million women better looking than you. And she used to say to me, I want you to work, and I want you to support yourself and make something out of your life. And so thank you, Mom, for that support. She's here right now. She's my superstar. She's my woman of substance. And I think that's what changed it all for my sisters, whether it's my sister Simone, or my sister Suzanne, or myself. We're all working women, and I think our example was my mother who used to work. So we were brought up to think that we were gorgeous and drop dead, and we should look for Prince Charming. We were brought up to be humanitarian, have kindness, compassionate, be sensitive, do charity, help people. And I think that's what's important as women. So my mother was a great support system to me on that front. My dad taught me to be fearless, to speak my mind, to speak the truth, no matter if the world is against you. Stand up, do not bow down. And I think that's what actually gets me into these controversies on Twitter sometimes and social media, because I actually speak my heart and I actually say what it is. I'm not trying to powder someone up or live up to someone's just because the world thinks that they're God, that I need to be subservient to them. So I speak my mind. So thank you to my dad and my mom for giving me that. And I am who I am because, and I think every woman is, we have the confidence only to be who we are because of our upbringing. So that's there. Thank you.
Today to go out there and be a lot more confident in achieving their dreams.
As I said before, it takes a lot of courage. Hold it yourself. It takes a lot of courage to be where I am today. So, of course, my family values have also kept me so strong that wherever I go and whatever I'm exposed to, I'm grounded and I know what I'm doing. It's not that my head is always on my shoulders and I'm grounded. I've also faced a lot of problems, like when I started working Ranjana, like I felt in my own colleagues, they said, what am I doing? I think she's here to just waste money or something. And actually my husband stood by me and like, he said, no problem, I believed in you and I've done this. Now I have to take it back. I was like nervous, and because I had seen his work and the way people spoke to me that time, I felt I think I've done something wrong or I've taken a wrong step. But still I went ahead and I believed in myself, and as the trailer was released, like I had all my colleagues come up to me and they said, sorry, when we spoke, and I just got to know, I never told them that I knew what you spoke about me at that time. So they said, they just saw the trailer and they said, fantastic trailer, you've done a brilliant job and we're very proud of you. It made me feel so overwhelmed that, okay, I'm doing something right, and especially to know that my husband is there with me, he's very supportive. And many times And I did feel that now, I just can't feel this man's world every now and then. They keep telling you something or the other. But still, I'm in a struggle. I'm still struggling because I made around 11 to 12 films I've produced. Maybe one film has not done well. So it looks like the journey is again started, and I yet have to prove myself from the beginning, from where I've started. So I'm right now at that stage, starting again, trying to prove what I'm doing my next will bring me back to where I am.